Welcome to a TV Tacoma sports special. Tonight, it's Metro Parks 14U Championship Baseball between the Tugs and the Stingrays. And they're playing here at beautiful Cheney Stadium, the home of the Tacoma Rainiers. So, hello everybody, I'm Randy McNair, along with Tony Anderson.
Randy, it's great to be here with you tonight. We look forward to a great game, and these young players are going to have an experience of a lifetime.
The cameras are on. These players are going to have their photos up on the video board. The lights are on, the announcers over the loudspeakers. It is a big league experience for these ball players. And it's all coming up. It's the Metro Parks 14U Championship game between the Stingrays and the Tugs, coming up next.
After June 1st, 2019, all single-stall restrooms must be labeled as gender neutral and made accessible for all people in places of public accommodations within the city of Tacoma. If these businesses have not labeled their single occupancy restrooms as gender neutral, then contact the City of Tacoma's Office of Equity and Human Rights at 311 or 253-591-5000 to report it.
Taking the mound to throw out tonight's first pitch is Dave Lewis, Deputy Director of Metro Parks Tacoma's Parks and Recreation Department. And Dave has been serving our community as part of the Metro Parks leadership team since 2008. This guy is no stranger to Cheney Stadium. Prior to joining the staff at Metro Parks, he was with the Rainiers for 12 years, serving as the ball club's manager for his last 8 years with the team. Earlier this month, Fort Worth, Texas made Dave an offer he couldn't refuse. And in August, he will be heading south to serve as the Assistant Director of Golf and Athletics for the Fort Worth Parks and Recreation Department. We wish you all the best, Dave Lewis. And thank you for all the years with us. We'll be right back after this.
Tacoma voters said yes to invest in city streets and passed 2 propositions for increased funding for street repair and improvements. Residents can stay informed by visiting TacomaStreetsInitiative.org for a layout of this funding and to see where projects are happening around the city. Projects are starting now. Keep an eye out for these signs posted at improvement sites. Over the next decade, these dedicated funds will be key to repairing and maintaining city streets in a significant way. See this funding in action at TacomaStreetsInitiative.org.
Well, welcome back to Cheney Stadium for the Metro Parks 14U Championship game. It's the Stingrays versus the Tugs. We're about ready for first pitch. And Garrick Cosmos is on the mound for the Stingrays, and the first pitch of the 14U Championship game is in for a strike. We are underway at beautiful Cheney Stadium. Got some blue skies and some clouds above us. A beautiful day for baseball nonetheless. On one pitch is on the way to Gabe Prater, who's the leadoff hitter for the Tugs, wearing number 3. And Tony, we're underway. It's good to have you back in the booth.
Well, Randy, it's great to be back here with you. We'll have a lot of fun today. And main objective is that the players have a good time.
I think they will, Tony.
Yes.
They're playing at a professional ballpark in their championship game. And
does it get any better than that?
No, it does not. I watched the Tugs walk in from the right field gate. Walked in as Prater hits this one in front of the pitcher's mound. Fielded by Garrick. He picks it up and throws to first base for the easy out. 1 away. That'll bring up right fielder number 23, Colin Peterson.
Good coverage by the pitcher, Garrick Cosmos, on that to get to it quickly and throw him out at first.
Colin Peterson, 14 years old, in the 8th grade. Playing right field today defensively. Yeah, watching these kids, watching the Tugs come into the ballpark from that right field gate into the dugout, and their heads on a swivel, looking everywhere, their mouths open. Saw one player jumping up and down. They are excited to be here.
Very much so.
As they should be. I didn't get to play in a professional ballpark when I was in Little League, and not sure about you, Tony, but this is quite the opportunity these kids have.
It's a great opportunity. I remember I was 9 years old and got to come to a clinic here that was given by the then Chicago Cubs, or the Tacoma Cubs team, and boy, I felt really good when I went home that day. Never thought I'd ever be on a professional field, so that was a lot of fun.
Well, one out here in the championship game. Colin Peterson is in the box for the Tugs.
Strike 2. It's 2-2. Needs to get that bat through the zone and hit it hard.
Here's Cosmos' next pitch. And a little outside. Well, Garrick Cosmos, the starting pitcher for the Stingrays today. Throws a fastball, changeup, and get this, Tony, a 12-6 curve. My favorite curveball. One that drops from the top to the bottom. Swing and a miss.
Strikeout.
First strikeout for Garrick Cosmos, 2 away for the Tugs here in the top of the first inning. So that'll bring up center fielder number 37, Gavin Martinez. Right-handed batter. 14 years of age. And in the 8th grade. Takes a nice cut at the first pitch.
Yeah, Garrick threw that ball right by him. It's a little late on that pitch. Choke up on that bat and catch up.
So Garrick throws that fastball, the change, and the curve. His best pitch, according to his coach, is the changeup. Throws a 3-finger change that bottoms out as it approaches the batter. Those changeups can be deadly, especially if you're throwing those strikes hard and you're accurate with them. Next pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Gavin Martinez for the 3rd out of the inning. That'll do it. We've been through the top half of the first inning here in the Metro Parks 14U Championship game. We will be back.
With having asthma, it hurts my chest. I get headaches.
In 2014, smoking was the leading cause of residential fires.
And there's all sorts of cigarette waste. It just seems to go on and on with the amount of trash.
There are many people out there looking for a healthier lifestyle.
When I look for a place to live, I'm going to be looking for smoke-free housing.
Well, to the bottom of the first we go here at beautiful Cheney Stadium. It's the Metro Parks 14U Championship game. The Stingrays versus the Tugs. And the Stingrays will get their hacks here in the bottom of the first inning. Connor Meade will lead it off. Wearing number 4, shortstop for the Stingrays. And the first pitch to Connor. He swings at it and it's grounded to the third baseman, Keir Buettner, who will toss over to first base, but running it out is Connor Meade. And that'll be an infield single for Connor to lead things off for the Stingrays. Connor leads the team in batting average, a .623 average. Wow, before this game. So 1 on, and here's Rylan Lopes, extra hitter. Rylan, age 14, incoming sophomore to Gig Harbor High School. There goes Connor on his way to second base, and Connor's in there standing up.
Yeah, that was a straight steal off of the pitcher. Young man on the mound has got to get it to home plate a little quicker.
That's Dayton Draskowski on the mound for the Tugs. First year in the program with the Tugs, and he's been an innings eater. Able to eat some innings for the Tugs as their starting pitcher. Chris Wrench has dealt with some arm health, so leave me to the rest of the team to step up, and well, Dayton has done a great job.
Yeah, at this age it's really difficult with arms.
Next pitch, and there goes Connor to third base, and Connor's in sliding this time safely.
Yeah, Connor again, as soon as the pitcher made his hip motion to the plate, he took off and was there quite easily.
Well, you can already tell the Stingrays are coming out aggressively. Connor Meade gets on board with a single, steals second, steals third. Now the next pitch on the way to Rylan is down low for ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. Rylan Lopes, Gig Harbor High School. Next pitch, that must have been 3-1 as he's going to head down. Nope, it was 2-1. Rylan.
He's just anxious.
Looking for a free base there, but
hey,
you got to watch one more go by that's not in the strike zone, buddy.
I can try it. Might not be get
Full
away
count.
with it, but I'll try it.
Full count, 3-2. Rylan up on the video board on his profile picture is wearing sunglasses, and
away he goes.
Definitely soaking up the moment as he heads on down to first base with the base on ball. So runners at the corners for the Stingrays, and 2 batters up, 2 runners are on. Here comes Leland Lopes.
First pitch. Let's watch him steal second.
Ryland's got a very comfortable lead over at first base.
He's going to be going.
And here comes the pitch. It's popped up. Shallow center field. Going out is Nathan Burke, and coming in is Gavin Martinez, and the ball's going to drop in. And heading to second base is Ryland Lopez. Scoring is Connor Meade as the ball dropped into center field. Tough play for the infielder. And for that outfielder, as he had to crash in hard, but drops in nonetheless, and another base hit for the Stingrays. So the first run of the Metro Parks 14U championship game across the plate. 1-0 Stingrays lead. And here comes Ryan Vorpal. Ryan, the first baseman, wearing number 34 on his back. Number 4 hitter in the lineup. "14 years of age and heading to Gig Harbor High School." A few of these kids heading to Gig Harbor, so they'll grow up together, play ball together.
Gig Harbor has a good high school program out there. Head coach Pete Jansen took the state championship last year, and this year they took 3rd. So they've been running a great program out there for some 25-30 years.
Ryan's ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. Dane Draskowski on the mound, the right-hander for the Tugs. Next pitch, he gets it across for a strike. 2-1. Well, the Stingrays had a 13-13-1 season leading into this championship. 13 wins, 13 losses. They did have 1 tie. Yes, there are ties in baseball. Little league, that is. Got time limits. Dane gets the next pitch in for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's got to be swinging that bat. He's got to choke up, and this pitch is anywhere close. He's got to take a good shot at it, Randy.
2-2. Dayton would love a strikeout here to kind of slow things down for the Stingrays. Next pitch is swung on and fielded foul on the right side of that third base line. Keir Buettner.
Good idea. Make the throw, loosen his arm up. Now he's ready to make the next play.
Runners return back to second and first. Ryland's on second. Leland's over on first. Counts 2-2. 2-2 from Dayton is fielded to the first baseman, Dante Dispenza, who fields it cleanly, tags his base for the force out. And the Tugs can take a deep breath. They get their first defensive out of the championship.
All right. That was a good play for him to touch the bag and hold it, because the guys weren't covering second for him to make that second out. So it's better just to hold on to the ball.
On the play, Ryland heads over to third base. Leland is second. And now here's the catcher, number 17, Big Nick Fortney. This kid is a giant in that box.
Yes, he is. And these are 14-year-olds.
He's got that hairdo going for him as well. I love it. Nick's the catcher. And the 1-0 pitch on the way to Nick. It's a check swing. He hits it to Nathan Burke over at second base. They're going to get Fortney over at first for the force out. But on the play, coming in to score is Ryland Lopes. And it's 2-0 Stingrays. Leland will head over to third.
Okay.
And that'll bring up the number 6 hitter, Tony Bobis. Tony taking the role of extra hitter so far here in the championship game.
That's the one thing that's good about this game, is that everybody gets to play or to swing a bat.
2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. The 0-1 count on the way to Tony. He is swung on and hit
Oh,
to
that's
left
a
field
shot
into
in
the
the
gap.
gap.
It's going to split. Jake and Gavin out there in left center. 1 run will score. Heading to second base is Tony. He'll get in with a stand-up RBI double here in the bottom of the first inning. 3rd run across the plate for the Stingrays.
Bovis hit that ball on a line shot. Great swing of the bat.
So the Stingrays with 3 runs here in the bottom of the first inning. Kind of helps release, gets these players to relax when you start hitting the ball, scoring runs, especially when it's here in the bottom of the first inning. Different story though for the Tugs though. They find themselves down 3-0. That ball's popped up. Jake Decker is under it. He'll make the catch for the 3rd and final out here in the first inning. So 3 runs across the plate for the Stingrays. And we've already been through 1 here in the Metro Parks 14U championship game. Top of the 2nd coming up next.
Summer Playground Lunch Program. Metro Parks Playground leaders organize free arts and crafts activities and games 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. weekdays at 6 park sites: Franklin, Portland Ave, South Park, Verlo Park, Wapato Park, and Wright Park. Free summer meals for kids 18 and under are served from noon to 1 p.m. each of these sites. And the free lunch program is also provided at Titlow Park and Sarah campus. For more information about all that Metro Parks Tacoma has to offer, visit metroparkstacoma.org.
Well, to the top of the 2nd we go here at the Metro Parks 14U championship game. The Tugs will step in for their 2nd round of hacks. It'll be Shew, Draskowski, Dispenza here in the top of the 2nd inning. Here's Logan Shew, the extra hitter, batting 4th in the lineup today. 15 years of age in the 10th grade. As Garrick Cosmos works his 2nd inning here at Cheney Stadium. Grounded to Seth. Toss to first is in time.
Now, good defense by the second baseman to stay on that ball because he kind of stopped it, lost it, gained his composure, and threw the man out at first.
That's Seth Gregg over there at second base. Good way to start off the top of the 2nd.
Draskowski coming up to the plate.
The pitcher, Dayton Draskowski. Right-handed batter steps into the box, also wearing sunglasses, and his profile picture up there on that video board. And these kids, you can already tell, definitely having fun with this before the game even started, Tony.
Well, of course, I mean, you get your picture taken, you get walk-up music. How much better can it get?
Get a couple million to play in the game, but
yeah, get some great line drives, and then the rest will come later.
Next pitch to Dayton is fouled back.
Good cut at that ball that time by Dayton.
2-1. Dayton also goes by DJ. Just finished 8th grade. Getting to be a freshman this next September. Pitches in there for strike 2-2.
Good pitch.
He's going to head to Mount Rainier High School.
Now, Mount Rainier High School has a very good baseball program as well.
Next pitch by Cosmos is a ball, 3-2. Well, I think the Tugs need to work Cosmos in this game, get themselves some good pitches, make him throw strikes. And when he does, swing that bat, get on base, let's get some hits going. Down to first base.
It's a walk.
Goes Dayton Draskowski for a walk, and that'll do it. I mean, that'll work. You got to get base runners on. You're down by 3 here in the top of the 2nd inning.
Now we got to get Mr. Draskowski to second in scoring position. Let's see how aggressive Dispenza comes out.
Batting 6th, first baseman number 22, Dante Dispenza, steps into the box, taps the plate. And over at first is Dayton. He'll get his lead at the first pitch on the way. Big cut by Dante, swing and a miss.
That's a very good cut. Now he's just got to make contact with that ball.
Dante at 14 years of age. Playing first base defensively for the Tugs tonight. Hits one on the ground to the third baseman, Jensen Kalal. He goes to second for one. They'll throw to first. And
he
first
couldn't hold on to the
baseman
ball.
Ryan Vorpal can't hold on to it.
Yeah, he had him stretched out there. He made a good try, but just couldn't hang on. But
so Dayton's out at second base for the first out of the inning. Meanwhile, Dante is going to get on first base. Make that the second out of the inning. Forgot about Logan Shew. So 2 away, and here's Andrew Ling. Andrew playing shortstop tonight, batting 7th. Heading to Ording High School in September. Takes a big cut, fouls it back. 0-2.
I can tell you that having played against some of my friends at Ording High School in non-league games some 44 years ago, Ording used to have a great baseball program.
Cosmos' pitch is up and in. 1-2.
The Hobart family had many kids out of their family play for Ording and go on and play American Legion and college baseball.
Andrew Ling looking to keep this top half of the inning alive, but he swings and misses. And that'll be the third out of the inning. Cosmos with 3 strikeouts so far in the championship game. And we've been through 1.5. We will head to the bottom of the second after this.
Discarded wrappers, on-the-go cups, litter, debris, clogging storm drains and creating blight? You can help keep your community clean. Start a litter patrol or adopt a spot in your neighborhood. Learn more at cityoftacoma.org/adopt-a-spot or call 311.
Well, we're here in the bottom of the second inning here at the Metro Parks 14U championship game between the Stingrays and the Tugs. Stingrays picking up 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning. They lead with those 3 runs, and now they step up to take their hacks here in the bottom of the second inning. First up, Carson Griffin, the left fielder.
Well, they're very aggressive at the plate, Randy. They're doing a great job of swinging that bat. Now Mr. Griffin will just make some contact.
And it looks like the Tugs are going to put Andrew Ling on the mound. So Dayton Dreskowski Day is done in the championship game. And Andrew Ling will take over.
Ball 1. 1-2 is the count.
Manager for the Stingrays is John Griffin. His second year with the Stingrays. Last year he coached that 13U team. Played in the Puyallup Baseball League. Now they're with Metro Parks 14U. What a way to enter the league in the championship game, huh?
Well, and with an aggressive team at the plate next year, I don't think they'll be 13-13.
John's been coaching baseball for about 21 years.
Oh, that's wonderful. You don't see that with many teams anymore today. Coaches and umpires are very, very hard to come by.
Coached high school varsity ball, Lake Ridge High School in Lake Oswego, Oregon, 1996 and 97 as Carson Griffin goes down. 1 away. Good way for Andrew Ling to start the bottom of the second inning with a strikeout. His first outing. Brings up the number 9 hitter for the Stingrays, the second baseman, number 2, Seth Gregg. Ooh, that's going to hit Seth in the hands. Umpire's going to check on him. That's umpire Joel Bowden. And actually, I think he might have, I think Joel might be calling a foul ball. Coach John telling Seth to roll away and not into the pitch. Keep that bat away from that baseball. That should have been a hit by pitch. Instead, it's a foul ball. The 0-1 swung on, hit hard to the shortstop. Throw over to first base is in time to get Seth Gregg. So the Tugs coming out here with a strikeout and now playing some good defense.
That's very good defensive play by the shortstop.
So 2 outs, and here comes the pitcher, number 55, Garrick Cosmos. Garrick also heading to Gig Harbor High School next year. First pitch by Andrew in there for a strike. Andrew coming out here throwing strikes. Trying to keep this game right where it is, 3-0. The Tugs will send up their 8, 9, and 10 hitters in the top half of the 3rd inning. Popped up to the infield. Andrew Ling on the mound trying to make the catch. And he does make the catch. Out number 3, Andrew Ling comes in. 3 up, 3 down.
Elementary sports program. Registration is now open for after-school sports at all 35 Tacoma elementary schools. Kids can enjoy a different sport each season with soccer, basketball, flag football, and baseball teams all offered through the elementary sports program. For more information, call Metro Parks at 253-305-1022.
Well, to the top of the 3rd we go. Christopher Wrench steps in, the extra hitter for the Tugs. 3-0 the Stingrays lead. It'll be Wrench, Burke, and Buettner for the Tugs. Tugs are batting 12 batters, batting everybody, giving everybody an opportunity to take some hacks here in the championship game at Cheney Stadium. Give every player that opportunity under the lights. Foul away. Christopher Wrench, 14 years of age. Headed to the 9th grade. He's going to head to Bellarmine Prep. Throws lefty, but bats right-handed as he takes a swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, the Tugs trying to get something going. This game's going fairly quick. We're in the 3rd inning. Stingrays lead 3-0. Tugs trying to get something here. As that pitch is swung on, drop 3rd strike rule goes into effect. The toss down to first base by Fortney.
Good recovery by the catcher.
Is in time to get Wrench. 1 away. That'll bring up the second baseman, Nathan Burke. Nathan Burke, 14 years of age. One of the smaller kids on the team, but plays hard.
I think he may have a mighty bat.
Had a great conversation with, call him the general manager, Greg McCall. It's kind of an interesting situation for the Tugs this season as their head coach left about a month ago for reasons I'm not sure about, but it's been kind of a tag team effort between Greg McCall and manager Jack Hanna. So they've tried to finish this season off with the Tugs. That's got to be hard losing your coach with a month left in the season.
It is. I commend them for it. That happened to me in high school, as a matter of fact, and right when we were going into the state playoffs.
This ball is down the first base side, almost caught by Ryan Vorpal there. Reached out with that glove, just couldn't quite get to it.
He was an inch short.
So they have Jack Hanna as the manager today. Jack actually played on the 18U Tug program 2 years ago, and actually grew up in the program with EL1, which used to be NPA.
Yes.
Now it's EL1. That's popped up to left field. There's Carson Griffin to make the catch.
Easy out. Can of corn, as they used to say in my day. Can of corn.
So 2 outs. Here comes Keir Buettner, third baseman, wearing number 14 on his back. But Jack Hanna grew up in the program, and now he's giving back by coaching the Tugs. Also a pitcher for Pacific Lutheran University, so best of luck to Jack Hanna as he competes with PLU.
Well, in PLU, over the years, has had a really good baseball program out there for both the men and the women in their fast pitch program.
Counts 2-0 on Keir Buettner. Hitters count for Keir.
Good eye.
On the mound still for the Stingrays is Garrick Cosmos.
This should be a straight take, Randy.
3-0. The Tugs need base runners. They're starting to head down towards the bottom of their lineup. They're batting 12. They still have their 11th and 12th hitter. They got Jake Decker on deck, Jason Griffin in the hole, and then they'll roll things over back to Gabe Prater.
Yeah, he's got to get his bat ready this time.
3 balls, 1 strike on Keir. Stingrays lead by a score of 3-0 over the Tugs. That one's hit to the second baseman. Seth Gregg is there to field cleanly. Easy toss over to first base to get Buettner. Well, that'll do it for the top half of the third inning. To the bottom of the third we go. The Stingrays bring up their 11, 12, and 13 hitters. Coming up next.
You just bought a great new product. But what do you do with the polystyrene packaging, also known as styrofoam? Instead of filling your garbage container with it, take it to the Tacoma Recycle Center, where you can sort it into its designated bin so that it can become various new products. Remember to always recycle right by making sure your items are empty, clean, and dry. For more information about recycling in Tacoma, go to tacomarecycles.org.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this TV Tacoma Sports Special. It's the Metro Parks 14U Championship game, the Stingrays versus the Tugs. This year, 2019. Stingrays lead by a score of 3-0. And they'll send up their 11th, 12th, and 13th batter here in the bottom of the third inning. Jensen Kalal is the hitter right now, third baseman.
Well, interesting story about Jensen Kalal. His dad, Kevin Kalal, used to be the baseball operations manager right here.
Well, Jensen rips a single into left field.
It was a great swing of the bat, line drive. He kept his head in there.
That'll bring up Jack Warfield. And Tony, you remember Jack from last year's game?
Yes, we do.
Jack played for the Raptors last year. Tony Warfield was the coach of the Raptors. Played right here at Cheney Stadium in the 14U championship game. And another opportunity for Jack to maybe get a championship under his belt. He's got a second chance. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jack is 15 years old and he's heading into high school. Can you believe it, Tony? Tony Warfield, the dad, can you believe it? And he's probably thinking, no, I can't.
Well, time goes by so quick. You know, Jensen Kalal, I've known since he was born. And now here he is, 14 years old already.
Jensen also played with the Raptors last year. So three players on this Stingrays squad getting a second opportunity to play at Cheney Stadium. So we think a lot of these kids are lucky for getting 1 opportunity. Some of these are getting 2.
Some are getting 2. That's unbelievable. But that's very nice for him, you know.
So Jack goes down 1 away. Here's Cole Meilenberg, the 13th hitter, the final hitter. That one's popped up to the pitcher. Andrew Ling makes the catch. Thought maybe he had a chance at a snap throw over at first base, but sliding back head first is Jensen.
Yeah, it's 2 outs.
2 outs.
Well, The Tugs are have recouped from that 3-run first inning against him, so here we go. Connor Meade.
Connor Meade will roll things over for the Tugs. Make that the Stingrays, sorry. Connor led off the championship with a single, then proceeded to steal 2 bases. Stole second, stole third, and scored the first run of the championship. Gets this one to the shortstop. Fielded cleanly, throw to first base. It's going to be tough to get Connor because he's fast, and now they're going to send Jensen Kalau to third base. Heads up play by the Tugs as they get him heading to third base. They put a tag on him. That'll put an end to the threat.
Pools, Metro Parks, 2 outdoor pools at Kendall and Stewart Heights Parks are open through September 2nd, Labor Day. Kendall offers the only wave pool in Pierce County, and Stewart Heights features a 120-foot water slide. You can also swim year-round, and no matter the weather, at Metro Parks' 3 indoor pools at Peoples Center, Eastside Community Center, and the Center at North Point. For more information about all the Metro Parks Tacoma has to offer, visit metroparkstacoma.org.
Well, we're here in the top of the 4th inning here at the Metro Parks 14U Championship game. Stingrays and the Tugs. 2 teams that have played each other several times this season, 4 times to be exact. This marks the 5th. And Keir, make that Jake Decker is the hitter. Jake Decker, the left fielder. Right, number 17 for the Tugs.
We have a new pitcher on the mound, and
sure do.
That's 2 balls.
Trying to get that new pitcher for you. I believe it's Rylan Lopes, the right-hander. I just heard a fan yell Rylan, so let's go with that. Rylan Lopes is on the mound for the Stingrays. Big cut there by Jake Decker, swing and a miss. 3 balls, 1 strike. On deck is Jason Griffin. Down to the third baseman. Great backhand by the third baseman. That's Jensen Kalau. He'll throw all the way to first base in time. A great throw. For the first out of the inning, Decker goes down.
They switched third basins, Randy. That was Tony Voves.
So Tony's on third base now. And now Jason Griffin quickly stepping into the box. Make that.
Great play by the shortstop.
Next up, number 23, Colin Peterson.
2 quick outs. He's at Colin Peterson. Colin struck out in his first at bat. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Ryland coming in, throwing strikes, getting 2 quick outs. This game, compared to the previous games that these 2 teams have played, this is a great ball game. It's 3-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. These teams have played each other 4 times this season. First time on April 30th, the Stingrays won 17-0. Second time was on May 2nd, won 13-1. On May 30th, the Stingrays won 18-7.
They were swinging the bats.
And on June 13th, the Stingrays won 11-3. So the Tugs are right in this ball game. I'm sure they recognize that. It's 3-0 Stingrays.
Well, it's tough for any one team to beat another 3 times, and they've done it for 4. So the Tugs are out for revenge.
Colin Peterson, the hitter, he's got himself a 3-1 count. That ball is down low and away in the dirt. So down to first base goes Colin Peterson. He's on board. Brings up Gavin Martinez.
Mr. Martinez is ready to go.
Gavin Martinez struck out in his first at bat of the ball game. So Colin Peterson on at first base. See if the Tugs try to get aggressive with him. This ball's popped up to center field. Hit pretty well. The center fielder goes back on it. He makes the catch for the out, and that will retire the side. We've got a 3-0 ball game. The Stingrays lead the Tugs here in the Metro Parks 14U championship game. We'll be back for the bottom of the fourth after this.
No matter what you've heard, vape is no game. Vapes contain cancer-causing chemicals, nicotine,
which is a highly addictive substance that can impair your brain development. There are no resets in life. Find out more at facebook.com/vape-is-no-game.
Well, to the bottom of the fourth we go here at beautiful Cheney Stadium, home of the AAA Tacoma Rainiers, affiliate of the Seattle Mariners. Beautiful Cheney Stadium. The grounds crew has got this field looking great for the kiddos. Best grounds crew in baseball is what I call them. Grounded to the shortstop. This is Rylan Lopes. After walking in his first at bat, he'll ground out to the shortstop. And there's one quick out away here for the Stingrays.
Tugs are playing good D, but here comes a good size young man.
Here's Leland Lopes. This is Ryland's little brother. He pops it up on the first pitch to center field, and the catch is made by Gavin Martinez for out number 2. 2 away. Two up, 2 down for Ryan Vorpal. Try to catch a number on this pitcher's back for you to tell you who's in. Vorpal today grounded to the shortstop in his first at bat. He's 0 for 1.
Colin Peterson, number 23, Colin Peterson.
So Colin Peterson takes over on the mound for the Tugs. Swing and a miss by Vorpal.
He's that big bender he threw in there.
Vorpal leads the team in RBI. No ducks on the pond this at bat for Vorpal. And oof.
Catcher did a great job of trying to frame that pitch in there.
Sure did. 2-1 the count on Vorpal. 2-1 pitch. Foul the way. Into the stands. Ooh, almost caught by a fan over there on the first base side. Tried to barehand it. And they'll toss that ball back to the coach over there. No souvenirs tonight, boys. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count on Vorpal. Pitch just misses. So Colin Peterson comes in. He gets 2 quick outs on the Stingrays. And this one's hit well to center field. Coming in the center fielder, and he's going to let it drop in front of him for a base hit. So Vorpal's on at first base with a 2-out single. And that'll bring up Nick Fortney.
Randy, just a little bit of indecision by the center fielder on that play, and went from being a fly ball out to drop it in front of him.
2 outs, and here is Nick. Big right-hander. Wears number 17 on his back. Toss over to first base, and Ryan's back in time. Nick 0 for 1 tonight. To the shortstop. I believe that's Andrew back playing shortstop. He fields it with ease and sidearms it over to second base in time for the 3rd out. So we're still stitched up at 3-0. The Stingrays lead. We head to the 5th inning here at the Metro Parks 14U championship game.
Fun run. Love to run and walk in our parks. Check out Metro Parks' monthly Run and Walk Adventures. This series, presented by CHI Franciscan, is a great fitness activity the whole family can enjoy. Fun themes in different parks throughout Tacoma offer a chance to experience our great trails with family, friends, and the community. Learn more at metroparkstacoma.org/races.
Well, 3-0's your score here in the top of the 5th inning. We're at the Metro Parks 14U championship game, and the Stingrays lead the Tugs. And Logan Shew will take his second at bat here at Cheney Stadium in the championship game. He's 0 for 1. New pitcher for the Stingrays as Ryan Vorpal takes the mound. And the Stingrays have made the decision to put in their hardest thrower. Throws a hard fastball,
Yes,
hardest
he
thrower on
does.
the team. Stands at about 6'3", 6'4", I don't know, but he's tall.
Well, he gives him that great leverage to wing that ball in there.
Also has a circle change and a curveball, and the curveball he doesn't throw too often because that fastball is so good. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Logan Shew. Logan's trying to start the top of the 5th inning off right here for the Tugs. Hits it back up the middle into center field, and there you go. That's all you need. Base hit for Logan Shew. It's got to feel good getting a base hit in a big league ballpark. A professional ballpark, I should say. And Logan Shew is on. Here comes Dave Truskowski.
What a great opportunity for these kids to play this championship game here, Randy. And we must thank the Metro Parks Tacoma for making it possible, and the Tacoma Rainiers.
Yeah, combining forces to make a memorable day for these kids and giving them that big league experience. They got their pictures up on the video board when they come up. Got themselves a professional PA announcer and Anthony Finney, who's on the mic tonight. He's having fun, giving these kids a memorable moment. And they've got their walk-up music. What more could you ask for? This is Dayton Droskowski. Dayton walked in his first at bat. Logan Shew's on first base.
2 strikes.
Tugs trying to get something going. They're running out of time. We're in the top of the 5th inning. It's just a 3-0 ball game. Heading into this game, the Stingrays have outscored the Tugs 59-11. And it's just 3-0 here in the championship game. This game is well in reach for these Tugs.
DJ did a great job of protecting the plate there. Let's see if he can drive the ball.
Pitch to Dayton.
Strike
in
3.
There for a strike, called strike 3, 1 away. And that'll bring up Dante Dispenza.
The pace of this game is going pretty darn quick, Randy.
It is. Dante Dispenza, favorite baseball team, the New York Yankees. Favorite player, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who signed with the Blue Jays on July 2nd, 2015. Made his MLB debut April 26th of this year. Son of the great Vladimir Guerrero.
There's a lot of next generation players coming up following their dads in Major League Baseball, aren't there, Randy?
And it's fun to watch. And boy, his son has just as good as a swing as his dad did.
Well, Vlad, when he connected with that ball, it could go a long way.
Actually, Vlad Jr., the youngest Blue Jay to hit a home run at 20 years, 59 days. That ball's going to get away from the catcher and head back to the backstop down to second base.
The wild pitch.
Goes Logan Shew, so he puts himself in scoring position.
Well, the Tugs, base hit here, 3-1.
Base hit, or you could set the table with a walk for Andrew Ling, who's on deck. Dante Dispenza, the hitter. And the pitch by Warpaul, swing and a miss. 3-2 the count.
I think Mr. Dispenza needs to move back, which he just did. Maybe choke up on that bat a little bit.
That pitch is inside. And Dante draws a walk. So 2 runners on for the Tugs. Tying run comes to the plate in Andrew Ling.
Number 39, Andrew Ling.
Ling struck out in his first at bat. Big moment for Andrew. First pitch down low and inside. Warpaul, the new pitcher for the Stingrays.
He could, if Mr. Ling can drive the ball down the right field line past first baseman, we could get a couple to score here.
That ball's down the third base line, and it will go foul. Actually, it was off
his foot,
off of Andrew, so foul ball. Andrew Ling, favorite baseball team, the Seattle Mariners, so he's a local guy. Favorite MLB player, D. Gordon. Swung on and missed. 1-2. Runners at second and first for the Tugs. They're trying to get something going here in the top of the 5th inning. They're down 3-0 to the Stingrays here in the championship game. Warpaul looks in, the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss by Andrew for strike 3.
That makes 2 outs, Randy.
2 away. Here comes Christopher Wrench. Once again, Christopher throws lefty. Not sure if we'll see Chris pitch today. This one's popped up to center field. Sort of in the gap and making a fantastic play as the center fielder as he makes the catch over his left shoulder. And that will retire the side. The Tugs leave 2 runners on base. They find themselves down 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. So do something a little different this year, Tony.
Yes.
Some Metro Parks 14U Championship trivia. And our first question of the night: who is Cheney Stadium named after? And we'll give you a couple options. You got Ben B. Cheney as option number 1. Brad F. Cheney, number 2. And our third option, Francis Cheney. Think about it. We'll have the answer after this.
Tacoma voters said yes to invest in city streets and passed 2 propositions for increased funding for street repair and improvements. Together, these propositions will raise funds through increased taxes that are set to expire after 10 years. Proposition funding will combine with other funding sources that are estimated to raise $325 million for Tacoma streets. When these factors come together, they create the Tacoma Streets Initiative that will maintain city streets through a number of ways. Potential projects are identified through adopted plans that guide investment in transportation infrastructure. The goal is to maintain 70% of Tacoma's residential streets, or 6,000 blocks. Projects are starting now. Keep an eye out for these signs posted at improvement sites. There's also an interactive way for residents to view funding and to see where projects are happening around the city. Over the next decade, these dedicated funds will be key to repairing and maintaining city streets in a significant way. See this funding in action at TacomaStreetsInitiative.org.
Well, back here at Cheney Stadium here in Tacoma, Washington, home of the Tacoma Rainiers. And we gave you some time to think about today's trivia question. One of our trivia questions: who was Cheney Stadium named after? Gave you 3 options. And the correct answer. Go ahead, Tony.
Ben B. Cheney. I had the great opportunity, Randy, when I was a little boy to meet Mr. Cheney, and since then his son and daughter have gone on to carry on the legacy of the Cheney family in fine fashion. The first baseman dropped the ball, so we have a runner at first.
Tony Bovis is on board at first base because of an error.
But Brad and Piper Cheney have done an outstanding job of carrying on their father's legacy and the family legacy here in Tacoma. They've gone on to help in so many ways. You could never say thank you enough to the Cheney family.
This is popped up to center field. Nathan Nagel flies out. He flew out to left in his first at bat. On the play, Tony Vovas stays at first base. One away for the Stingrays. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning, and here's Carson Griffin. Of course, this year at Cheney Stadium, we're celebrating 60 seasons from 1960 to 2019. Of course, we're talking about Ben B. Cheney. Him and Clay Huntington had a big part in getting that deal done to get this stadium built for baseball in Tacoma. Down to second base.
Yes, they did, and our pal Clay, my compatriot and a leader and president in the Tacoma Athletic Commission, was another stalwart in the community, and after Clay passed away, we saw fit to name the entryway into Cheney Stadium from 19th all the way in Clay Huntington Way.
An amazing job that they did getting that project done. Just took 3 months, Tony. You know this.
Amazing.
3 months, 14 days to complete a baseball stadium.
It was unheard of. It never happened before, and it certainly hasn't happened since.
Called it the 100-day wonder.
Well, that's what's a great thing about our city. Tacoma is a great place to be. We have a community that's engaged, and if something needs to get done, we always find a way to get it done.
That's going to hit the batter, Carson Griffin. He'll go down to first base, hit by pitch.
Just look at our beautiful Cheney Stadium today, which looks quite different than the old stadium, but boy is it beautiful, and boy is it a great place to come and watch a ball game.
Yeah, they did that remodel from the last pitch of the 2010 season until April 2011. Made that historic transformation. Took 210 days to do the remodel.
I don't know why they slowed down. Can you imagine that going that slow, Randy?
And it's beautiful now. They have the suites, they have the party decks. They have the grass berm in right field. And I know that Aaron Artman and company, they're not done yet. They're going to keep adding to this ballpark and just give Tacoma more of that wonderful stadium experience that Cheney Stadium provides the Pacific Northwest.
Number 2, Seth Gregg.
So here's Seth Gregg, the batter for the Stingrays, in. Runners on second and first. This ball's bounced foul, and then
he touched it fair, and he got it.
And then now they're calling it foul again.
Well,
Interesting play.
I don't think I'd agree with that, because he fielded the ball and landed right directly on the white chalk line. So, but Mr. Umpire says it's foul. It's foul.
That's Joel behind home plate. I swear that ball bounced foul, went back fair, which is perfectly legal.
Yeah.
And then the umpire saying that the fielder fielded the ball in foul territory. So the runners return back. The next pitch on the way is hit well to the shortstop. It fielded beautifully by the shortstop. The second for one. The throw to first pulls the first baseman off the bag. And now they might have Tony Vovas in the rundown, but they do not. Tony gets back in time. 2 away.
And third base coach wanted him to go all the way to home and score, but he held up instead of going all the way.
So Tony's on third base. On the play, Carson Griffin was forced out at second. Seth Gregg's on first base because of the fielder's choice.
Let's see
2
how far
away for the Stingrays, and here's number 55, Garrick Cosmos.
There he goes.
There goes the runner to second. First pitch swinging for Garrick. Popped up to the left fielder. He's camping under it. He makes the easy catch, and the Tugs hold the Stingrays to yet another 0 in this ball game.
They sure have come back.
We have been through 5 innings. We've got ourselves a 3-0 game. This game well in reach for the Tugs. We'll head to the 6th inning after this.
There are signs all around us reminding us to vote, even when we are always on the go, from one meeting to the next, and even when we try to escape it all. It's time we paid attention and became Pierce County voters.
In the backfield, 15, 10, 5, shooting right, touchdown! A 31-yard touchdown run.
Well, back here at Cheney Stadium for the Metro Parks 14U championship game, we've got a close one. The Stingrays lead the Tugs by a score of 3-0. And the Tugs leading off the top of the 6th inning. Nathan Burke is in the box.
Let's see if Mr. Burke can get him started, get a rally going.
This game's well in reach for the Tugs. This is probably the closest game. I think it is the closest game these two teams have played.
Oh, he
beautiful
got it.
catch by the shortstop out there.
Outstanding.
That's number 4, Connor Meade, who's moved to shortstop. Actually, he's remaining at shortstop.
That right there, Randy, is the toughest play in baseball, to catch that ball coming over your head.
One away. Here's Keir Buettner. Beautiful play by Connor Meade. 1 out. Keir Buettner steps up to the plate. Keir Buettner, favorite baseball player, Chris Bryant. Not too shabby of a selection.
No, he's outstanding hitter.
Favorite food is steak. Keir, you're my man.
Here we go. That's right.
Love steak myself. And least favorite food is oysters. How do you feel about that, Tony?
I'm right there with him.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a steak any day.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah.
Not an oyster guy. Love clams, but cannot do the oysters.
All right, that's one down. I'm a lover of shrimp and crab and.
Oh yeah. The Dungeness.
Yes, Dungeness, steak and potatoes.
Surf and turf.
But I'll tell you that bear dye crab, fresh out of the waters of Alaska, is pretty darn good too.
Here's Jake Decker, his second at bat of the night. 0 for 1 today. Tugs trying to get something going tonight. They've got only 2 hits in this championship game. These two teams have yet to finish a full 7-inning game this season.
I think tonight's going to be their first.
Tonight's been a couple of firsts for these two teams as the Stingrays have kind of dominated the series between these two teams this year, going 4-0 against the Tugs. 3 balls, no strikes on Jake Decker. He's trying to find himself on board any way he can.
That's all it takes. Get a base runner. There it is. Ball 4.
Now Decker will head down to first base. He's on base here at Cheney Stadium for the first time tonight. And now the Tugs will roll the lineup over as Gabe Prater gets some help from the bench coach, taking off his catcher's gear. Time to hit Gabe. Runner on first base. Beautiful lead at first base too by Jake Decker. Pitches down low. On the mound for the Stingrays, number 7, Tony Bobis. Love the lead at first base by Jake Decker. And he gets a great secondary after the pitch.
That's 3 pitches in the dirt in a row. So even though he may not be their fastest runner, You may want to take advantage of the opportunity.
There he goes. Takes off for second, and he's going to get there in plenty of time. Jake Decker, beautiful lead over at first base. Great secondaries. Finally takes off on the pitch. And you wouldn't think he's a guy that steals bases quite often, but all it takes,
the right situation,
is the right situation, and he capitalized on getting a big lead off of Tony.
The one good thing about that is it's all about the opportunity. He threw 3 pitches in the dirt. Maybe that next one is a good time to go no matter what.
Gabe Prater's got a 3-1 count now. He's going to go down to first base. The second walk of the inning for Tony Vobis.
Look out, everybody. Here come the Tugs. You know, it's that game of the tortoise and the hare. And here comes the Tugs.
Here is Colin Peterson. Time's going to be called on the field by Stingrays manager John Griffin. He's going to bring the infield in, and they're going to have a chat with Tony. And might as well take this break, Tony, to do some more trivia. We've got our second question of the night.
Here we go.
Cheney Stadium is home to what professional team? Boy, I think I've mentioned it a couple times, so we're going to see if you've been paying attention to the broadcast. You got the Tacoma Rainiers, Tacoma Defiance, or the Rain FC. I'll give you a couple seconds to think about that. We'll come back to that maybe on the next foul ball, because stepping in is Colin Peterson. Colin's got 2 runners on with 2 outs. And Jack Can over there at third base as the coach called time for something. Looks like
putting in a pinch runner.
Yeah, we're going to have a pinch runner. Number 41, I believe, is going to come out. At 41. Going to take over at first base for Gabe Prater, because Gabe's got to go put on his catcher's gear and get ready for the next half inning.
Dayton Jaskowski.
Jaskowski will take over at first base. So Jaskowski at first. Decker is at second. Colin Peterson will take the first hack, and it's up the middle. Fielded by the shortstop. He'll go to second for the force, and that's all he needed to get his team out of this inning. The Tugs make an effort to try and get something on the board, but they are cut short. And we will head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-0 Stingrays lead.
After June 1st, 2019, all single-stall restrooms must be labeled as gender neutral and made accessible for all people in places of public accommodations within the city of Tacoma. If these businesses have not labeled their single occupancy restrooms as gender neutral, then contact the City of Tacoma's Office of Equity and Human Rights at 311 or 253-591-5000 to report it.
Well, to the bottom of the 6th inning we go. The Stingrays lead the Tugs by a score of 3-0. And we're going to give the answer to our second trivia question of the night. Cheney Stadium is home to what professional team? I mentioned one of them tonight.
Well, guess what, Randy? It's all 3.
Tacoma Rainiers, Tacoma Defiance, and the Rain FC. Home to all 3 professional teams.
Here we go.
And here we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. On the mound for the Tugs is Christopher Wrench, number 11. Gets his opportunity to pitch at Cheney Stadium.
Jensen Kalal with a mighty swing.
Jensen Kalal, the hitter. Second at bat for the Stingrays. Wrench, lefty arm. He's got a fastball, and he's been working on a curveball this year, but mostly throwing fastballs. He's been battling some arm issues, but looks like he's throwing great right now, so great for Chris. 1-2 pitch on the way. There's, looked like a breaker, but home plate umpire Joel Bodine's going to call it for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Jensen Kalal. Kalal 1 for 1 today with a single back in the 3rd inning. 3-0. Stingrays lead the Tugs. Time is running out though for the Tugs. We've got the top of the 7th coming up. That'll be their last opportunity to try and scrounge up 3 runs. 4 would be better. And they will send up their 3, 4, and 5 hitters. If there's a time to do it for them, it's going to be.
It's got to come next inning. They got to get it. They got 1 shot left.
For the Stingrays, it'll be Kalau, Warfield, and Meilenberg here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Just a little outside.
Ball 4. Jensen's on his way to first base for the 2nd time tonight, and that'll bring up number 9, Jack Warfield. Jack Warfield. Favorite player is Ichiro, and Ichiro's been at Cheney Stadium quite a bit this season, helping out with the Rainiers. 10-time MLB All-Star. Won a Gold Glove Award in each of his 10 first years in the majors. Hit over 300 in his first 10 season with the Mariners. I mean, Ichiro, one of a kind.
Absolutely amazing. His first spring training with the Mariners, I happened to be in Peoria for spring training and had an opportunity to get him to autograph a couple balls, and we put those with the Mary Bridge Foundation fundraisers to raise some money for Mary Bridge.
Here goes the runner. A little indecisive about heading to second base, but Jensen will get there as the ball was in the dirt.
You have a lot of good luck at getting there, even indecisively, when it's in the dirt.
2-1 on Jack Warfield. Jack's 2nd at bat of the game. He struck out in his first. Stingrays lead by a score of 3-0. Next pitch on the way to Jack. That's going to get away from the catcher, and down to third base goes Jensen.
Catcher has to be able to maneuver and go to the right, go to the left. When Bob McGinnis and I were coaching, we had a drill for our catchers, and we worked on their movement and balance.
Great stop by
the catcher
there.
That was a great stop. See,
dropped down to his knees.
He moved his body, got in front of it.
Used that chest protector to knock that ball down in that glove. Down to first base goes Jack. He's on with a walk. And here comes Cole Meilenberg, number 11. Jack
Just
takes off for second.
Straight steal.
And to second he will go. So runners at second and third for the Stingrays. They're threatening here in the bottom of the 6th inning. No outs.
Yeah, the runner never hesitated. He just a straight steal, took off. Situation, man on third.
After Cole, the Stingrays will roll over the lineup to Connor Meade. He's sitting on deck, waiting for his 3rd at bat here at Cheney Stadium. Connor's 2 for 2. And therefore strike.
Yeah, in that situation with a man on third, you just automatically go. And this team here, they could score a lot of runs quickly. So the Tugs need to stop them.
Foul away by Cole.
I think if any other batter was coming up to the plate other than Connor Meade, I might just put this guy on and play for the double play. Because if a comebacker to the pitcher, home plate into first, you get 2 outs, can almost get you out of the inning.
1-2 pitch to Cole. It's in there for strike 3. Called on Cole. He kind of looks back at the bench and wonders what happened there, but it's called strike 3, and to the bench he'll go. And now we'll roll over the lineup. Connor Meade will step up to the plate. Connor 2 for 2 tonight. He's relishing this opportunity here at Cheney Stadium. 2 hits. An opportunity to do some more damage here with runners on second and third. They're up by a score of 3-0.
That was a good pitch and a good cut by Connor.
Infield's playing in. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Yep. That ball, he had him fooled a little bit. Got him reaching out there.
Connor Meade takes strike 3. And
wow.
Meade goes down looking.
Good pitch.
So Christopher Wrench got into a little bit of trouble here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Walked the first 2 batters. Now he has struck out the next 2. And here is Rylan Lopes. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. If Christopher can get out of this inning, good on him. He puts his team in the best position to try and come back from this 3-0 deficit. Swing and a miss by Rylan. The count 1-1.
Yeah, that was a beautiful breaking ball he threw to Connor Meade.
Rylan Lopes 0 for 1 tonight, has a walk. That ball's going to get away from the catcher. It sailed way over his head. Play at the plate, no. Catcher can't hold on to it. That's going to bring the 4th run across the plate for the Stingrays. And Christopher almost got out of this inning without getting a scratch, but unfortunately the Stingrays bring in their 4th run of the ball game. On the plate, Jack Warfield heads to third base. That'll be a wild pitch. Jensen comes in and scores his first run of the game. Popped up to center. Easy play. Catch is made. And that will end the 6th inning of play. Well, here we go. Fasten your seatbelts. We are headed to the top of the 7th inning. The Stingrays lead by a score of 4-0. The Tugs trying to come back, trying to extend this game or take the lead. We'll be back with the top of the 7th after this.
People of the Pacific Northwest, we live in one of the most beautiful places in the world. Aren't we lucky? Water flows from high up in the Cascades all the way down to the Sound. Small actions make a big difference. So take your car to the car wash to keep chemicals and heavy metals from washing into storm drains. Because Puget Sound starts here, and here, and here, and here.
Well, last chance for the Tugs here in the top of the 7th of the Metro Parks Tacoma 14U championship game. The Stingrays lead by a score of 4-0. Top of the 7th, last chance for the Tugs to try and come back here.
Well, Randy, the sun is out now. So,
and
new life for the Tugs.
The Tugs couldn't send up a better part of the lineup. They're sending up their 3, 4, and 5 hitter. So here is Gavin Martinez. And the first pitch here in the top of the 7th is delivered, and it's in there for a strike. 0-1. Gavin Martinez so far today 0 for 2. He struck out in the first, and he flew out to center field back in the 4th.
The meat of the lineup.
On the mound for the Stingrays, number 4, Connor Meade.
You know, it's also nice, Randy, to be here in the booth with you in the Bob Robertson communication booth.
Grounding out to the pitcher.
The broadcast booth by my friend, Bob Robertson.
Kevin Martinez grounds out, 1 away. Here comes Logan Shew. So on the mound, Connor Meade. Talked to Coach John Griffin. He said Connor would be the closer. Connor throws strikes. He throws hard. Taught himself how to throw a cutter as Logan Shew steps into the box, number 7. And boy, someone who did the cutter really well, Mariano Rivera. They're a real good cutter.
Yeah.
It's a pitch that breaks towards the pitcher's gloved hand side as it reaches home plate. So that's a pitch that's going to be breaking away from Logan Shew here.
See, I'm a lefty, so to me it's going the other way.
1 out. Gavin grounded out to the pitcher. And now Logan Shew trying to get on base any way he can. Favorite team, the LA Angels.
Wow.
Established as an expansion team back in 1961. And call them the Angels in tribute to, as tribute to the previous Los Angeles Angels team. It was a minor league franchise in the PCL from 1903 to 1957.
And then the Angels came up to Seattle, and they were the Seattle Angels.
Down to first base goes Logan Shew.
You know, Randy, Bob Robertson's favorite saying was, always be a good sport, and be a good sport always. And Bob, thanks for everything you've done for all of us.
Oh man, and he's done so much. This is Dayton, grounds it to the second baseman, throw to second for one, where the shortstop was covering the throw to first.
Way to run
Not
it
in
out.
time. Dayton keeps this game alive for the Tugs.
He ran it out. It was a good turn, but he ran it out. That was good hustle.
On board because of the fielder's choice. 2 outs. And here comes Dante Dispenza. Sounds like PA announcer Anthony Finney's favorite name so far of the game. I don't blame him. Dispenza, fun name.
Yes.
Dispenza is 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded into a fielder's choice and walked back in the 5th inning. Dayton Draskowski is over on first base. The Stingrays can smell the championship. They're 1 out away.
And 1 pitch away.
0-2 count on Dante. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Holding back is Dante to keep his at bat alive.
Boy, he was leaning way out there on it.
Was able to hold up. Did not offer on the pitch, and the count now 1-2 on Dante. The 1-2 pitch.
Oh, he's hanging tough.
Dante wants to be a computer science engineer when he grows up. Good for you, Dante. Oh, that pitch is a cold strike 3 at the knees, and that will end it. The Stingrays come to Cheney Stadium, and they beat the Tugs by a final score of 4-0. It was a great ball game. This game was kept close the entire time. It was 3 runs for the Stingrays in the first. They didn't get any more until the 6th inning. You got to tip your hats to the Tugs for coming into Cheney Stadium and keeping this game close all game long. It's the closest game they've had with the Stingrays this season, and it came in the biggest game of the year, Tony.
Yes, it did, Randy. Well, Randy, it's been great doing the game again with you this year. Look forward to next.
Well, I want to give a big thanks to our director and the trailer and our camera crew who did such a phenomenal job. The game staff here at Cheney Stadium who put on a professional show, professional environment for these kids. And that's going to do it for us here at the Metro Parks 14U Championship game. Your final score here in 2019, Tugs 0, Stingrays 4. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Randy McNair for Tony Anderson. Good night, Tacoma.